Hello again, everyone. It's Cowboys Star, and I'd like to thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Most of all, to Cowboy Star. Well, it's been a while since I've been on here, guys. Been kind of busy. Got a lot of things going on here around the house and with work. And on top of that, there's not a whole lot of Cowboys news that's been happening since that debacle of a free agent market the Cowboys displayed. They didn't pick up anybody of significance in free agency. But the Cowboys training camp is what I want to talk about first today. Cowboys training camp is only a month away. Time is just keeps on ticking, just like the song says. Uh, and Micah Parsons has put a goal out there that he wants 23 sacks this year, and that would be the all-time record, if I'm not mistaken, in sacks by anybody, a defensive player. I like Micah because he sets lofty goals, and I think if anybody can, Micah Parsons could reach that goal if he puts his mind to it. He said 13 sacks is more realistic, but his goal top end is 23 sacks this year. So, hey, good for you, Micah. That's a good goal. I hope you reach the goal because if you do, that would bode well for the Cowboys defense and Dan Quinn. But it should be interesting in camp this year, especially at the wide receiver position. As you know, we lost Amari Cooper, as I've stated in other videos, and everybody in the world has that are Cowboy YouTubers. And Amari Cooper is now a Cleveland Brown, and the Cowboys let him slip away from us. But we did pick up this kid in the draft by the name of Jalen Tolbert, and I think he's a real steal. Number one, he's got good work ethic. He's always picking Dak Prescott's brain, and he's wanting to learn the playbook. He's got a nastiness about him when he's on the field as far as going up and getting the ball. He's tall and rangy. He's got good hands and good speed. And I think if he keeps working hard like he has been in the mini camps we just had, and listening to what Dak said about him, I think this kid could pan out to be a pretty good wide receiver. So thank God we have Will McClay doing his magic at the draft and getting us some of these good players in the draft, because everybody knows we're not going to pick anybody and pay a whole bunch of money to anybody in free agency. That's just the way the Cowboys do it, especially since Stephen Jones has gotten in the mix on helping run the team. So we don't have a whole lot to look forward to. In my opinion, if Jerry Jones ever does step away or pass away, heaven forbid, and Stephen Jones takes over, well, we don't have a whole lot more to look forward to. Other questions that my top questions of training camp: will Tony Pollard play more in the slot this year? The rumor is Tony Pollard's going to be playing more in the slot. Being we're a little bit short-handed at the wide receiver position. Remains to be seen if Michael Gallup is going to be able to start the season. They think he's going to be out 2, 3, 4 games to start the season from that injury he's had last year. But the word is he's looking real good in the past camp that we had. So maybe he can make a miraculous recovery and start the season. Let's hope and pray he can, because right now all we have is the rookie Tolbert. We have, of course, CeeDee Lamb, supposed to be the number one. And we have the usual suspects at the backup: Noah Brown, Simi Fehoko, and those type receivers. That's really all we have right now at the wide receiver position. So let's hope and pray that Tony Pollard can step in there and help us a little bit at receiver. But in other news, former Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett, that's right, Jason Garrett, who tried his hand at announcing in the USFL, and apparently he impressed some people, because now he has landed a job with NBC to take Drew Brees' place as a commentator on NBC Sunday Night Football. So, hey, Jason Garrett, more power to you. I admired you as a person. I didn't like you too much as a head coach, but as a character person, and you did pretty good as an announcer in the USFL, and I guess that's why you landed this job. But he gives Mike McCarthy a bit of advice because, after all, who better than Jason Garrett to give him advice, because he's been in this hot seat before that Mike McCarthy is in right now, about all the rumors about him getting fired mid-season or after the Green Bay game if they lose and all this mess. But Jason Garrett says a lot of people make their living stirring the pot, and that's what they do for a living. He says the biggest thing for anybody that's a head coach in this league is to focus on yourself and to be the best you can be. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. And Garrett lived with this same thing, like I said, that McCarthy is living with. The rumors of him getting fired, for the hot seat for Sean Payton, or even Dan Quinn taking his job. His advice is don't get caught up in the hype. That's pretty good advice in my opinion, because Dan Quinn, he could take over. I think he's more apt to take over than Sean Payton, in my opinion. Jerry Jones thinks a lot of old Quinn. But man, I'd say let McCarthy have his day in the sun. Let him finish. He's still the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys the last time I checked. So let's let him see what he can do with this team. He's been to a Super Bowl before. I still think the Cowboys set him up to fail this year. But if he can coach the Cowboys into the NFC Championship this year, I don't think he loses his job over that. Or if he goes pretty deep into the playoffs. But it remains to be seen. The Cowboys do have a weak schedule, so to speak, compared to some of the other teams. I think we've got like 4 or 5 maybe hard games against the Rams and Tampa Bay, the Vikings, Cincinnati. Those are probably our hardest 4 games right there. So it remains to be seen. There's a lot of questions, folks, that the Cowboys have to answer in this off season, especially in this training camp. But I hadn't been on here in a while. Wasn't much going on, and a lot going on with me here at the homestead. But I wanted to get on here and give you what little bit of news that I did have. And with that being said, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel as you have been. And you all have a great weekend. Looking forward to the 4th of July. I know y'all are too. And we'll see you next time. I'm out.